Oh, what's going on, guys? The boss, G Funky Boxing. I have sanctioned a hit on the like button. Make sure you take care of that. All right. Anyways, welcome, guys. And I'm going to try to keep myself together for this one because this is pretty funny. Okay. Uh, what's going on, Joe? Thanks for being here, man. That's right. Hit the like button. Round one is here. Man, appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking care of that for me one time. All right. Anyway, I told you I'm gonna try to keep it together. I really am. But oh man. So word has it, right? Rumor has it, whatever you want to call it, that Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia have decided to raise the stakes a little bit in their matchup this weekend, right? And you guys, you see the thumbnail, you see the title of the show, right? I mean, this is what we got here, okay? This is what we got here going on, okay? I'm sorry, man, but this is funny. This is funny stuff, but you know what? I mean, I asked the question in the title: is this is it a work or is it for real? I mean, look, I think that us hardcore fans of the sport, we know this is not real, okay? But look, it sure is funny to see, the casuals and the social media kids getting excited about this, and look, they don't understand how the game works, man. They just don't. So when they see these two guys on live on IG and yeah, let's do it. Let's bet the whole fight purse and we'll get a contract and I'm sorry, man, but this is funny. This is pretty funny, man, the way that they're doing this. You know what? Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it real quick. Okay, give me a second, guys. Let me get the audio straight, and then because I don't want to play the video. All right, because there's a guy, I don't know who this guy is that was with Tank. I believe his name is like KC3 or something like that. I don't know anything about this new stuff, man, or these social media influencers. I have no idea who they are. But I gotta be honest, whoever this guy is with Tank, before Ryan comes on, I mean, he's pretty cringe, and he's not helping the cause here for an educated fan like myself and for you guys as well that are watching this. He's not helping the cause at all. Right, DJ Mecano de Tejas. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, but look, let's just have some fun with it, okay? Let's have some fun. Let's hear what they got to say. Let's listen.
Want to bet? Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. Hey, let's do it. The whole person. You hear that? That's a bet. Yes, let's bet. You hear me on the lot? Let's bet. So everything for sure. That you. So I know. Let's go. Let's make a contract. Let's sign it, both of us. Let's do it. Okay, and if you really want it, hold on. We get paid.
This guy's jumping up and down with his pink sweater on. We get paid. What's going on, Renee? But yeah, that's what we got going on here, man. Yeah, it sure did, man. The publicity stunt. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying, guys. This is funny. This is funny though, guys. The phone number is rolling down at the bottom. Let's just open up the lines if anybody wants to call in and 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 give their piece on this. But yeah, man, I know that the young kids are going to be excited. And look, I'll say this. I'm not the most excited for this fight, because, I follow this sport. I look at it from a competitive perspective, nothing else, and the fact that these guys are still pretty unproven, and, I know that there's really no value on the belts these days because of what the sanctioning bodies do. And if you're one of these social media kids, I'm probably not speaking your language at all right now with some of these things that I'm saying. But subscribe to the channel. You'll learn, it's all right. You can learn, I'll teach you. But yeah, the sanctioning bodies have really done damage to the belts, too many belts, number one. But, the way that I look at the sport is, you train hard to become a world champion. And I've always said this, that, super fights should be on pay-per-view. But the world we're living in today is different, man. They're projecting that this fight's going to do very well. There's going to be, a lot of money made through pay-per-view. I mean, we'll see. We will see. I have my doubts. I don't know if it's going to crack 1 million or not. I really don't know. If somebody was to ask me over under 1 million, I would say under, because for a few reasons. Number one, this is Ryan Garcia's first time on pay-per-view, right? Now, I know he's got millions and millions of followers on social media. Crazy amount of followers. But that's not a guarantee that they're going to buy it, right? It's not a guarantee. I mean, we saw Paul and Fury, fight recently, and Jake Paul's got a ton of social media followers, and I think they did what? It was reported at 700,000 or something like that. So, but that, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good number for today, but, and then Tank, here's the other reason why I don't think it does over 1 million. Tank has been on pay-per-view, what? Let's see. Santa Cruz, who did he fight after that? Barrios, Isaac Cruz, Raleigh, and then Hector Luis Garcia. So that's what, 4 fights now? This is going to be his 5th fight that he's been on pay-per-view. And, again, depending on the numbers, if you believe them or not, that gets reported, he's been, anywhere in the, anywhere from 100K to 200K or 250K. He's been in that area. There hasn't been a lot of growth. It's been just right there, stagnant, the numbers, So he's got a loyal fan base. This amount of people usually buy his fights. People go to his fights. I mean, he sells well, and Ryan Garcia as well. But given the fact that, again, the A side here is, the most successful pay-per-view he's done was 250K. That's not very good, man. And, some people can blame piracy. Some people can blame the matchups for the numbers being that low. I think it's a combination of both, to be quite honest with you. But I do think that this is going to go over that mark, this pay-per-view. I'm hoping it does around 500. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. Yeah, the anger's on. That's the guy in the video. Yeah, let's do a video and pretend that you're betting your old purse on the fight. Let's see. Realistically, the fight probably makes around 400K ballpark. Yeah. I said 5. Yeah, I could see that. Double up Tank's audience, maybe with combined with Ryan. See what's going on, Lance Meyer. How you doing, man? Again, don't forget to hit the like button for me, guys. That's the most important thing that you can do for the channel. All right, it's free 99 to hit that like button. Okay, get it done for me. But yeah, this is look, I'll give it to them, man. They're being creative, you know, but I mean, look, they can't fool educated fans like us, man. I mean, come on, you know, we know better than this. They ain't betting no full purse on this fight. Like, these guys have financial advisors, have managers. Like, you think that they're going to be okay with their client betting the whole purse? That's why it's so laughable, man. You know, that's why it is so funny, because people that make the kind of money that these two make, like, again, there's people that advise them to do things, you know, not just gonna let them bet the house on one fight. We're getting a phone call, guys. Give me a second. All right, caller, you're live. What's on your mind?
What's up, my guy? G Funky is Renee. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, Renee? How you doing, bro? Thanks for calling.
I just want to squeeze in a few minutes. I'm about to jump in the shower in a minute, but yeah, man. Concerning this whole fight, yeah, when I saw the video or whatever, that stream they were doing on Instagram, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, salute to chat to also, that was my first impression. It was like these guys are just doing a little stunt, just to get attract more audience and make people trying to believe that they're going to do something so great like this. I mean, that's a huge risk. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not in the ins and outs in these things. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to sport of boxing, but didn't they sign a contract? And that contract, I don't think had
that. You're absolutely right.
I mean, that contract should clearly say, what it is. And that's just an entertainment gig, what they're doing,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But look, I got to say this, they're being creative, man. And in this day and age where a lot of the followers that they have aren't, they're not followers of boxing, to be quite honest with you, they're followers of Tank, they're followers of Ryan, and that's fine, but they don't they don't know that. It's like, I'm already seeing people on social media like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like,
exactly. Yeah, I saw that on some comments. Yeah, exactly. Like, are you serious? Whoa,
Yeah.
But that's a good point, because I do see it like that, but we're so used to, we're so used to the serious aspect of the sport, like you just mentioned a moment ago. I mean, we see it for legacy, we see it for how it's traditionally pushed. When you go back, like, many years ago, I really dig the roots of the sport. If I'm not mistaken, coming from the UK, bare knuckle.
Mm-hmm.
Came from bare knuckle, and in those days, trickling down to the glory area of the sport. Even when it was back at 15 rounds, before 15 rounds, it was freaking. They went up to 40, 50 rounds, man.
Yeah,
I mean, historically, it was intense, man. When you go back and when we research those kind of things and look at the sport for what it was. I mean, it's like, and like what you said a moment ago, I mean, we got to understand now it's not the same. A lot of people don't understand that, and they don't appreciate it for that,
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, man. It is creative of them, Tank and Ryan, for doing what they're doing, like pulling more eyeballs. But yeah, we're just in a different era, man. I mean, hopefully, we will get like, you know how the saying goes. There's a saying out there. It says that history repeats itself. Hopefully, we get, people who wake up more to what the sport of boxing really is and what it comes from and what it's for, the purpose of it, the roots of it, and maybe people will fall back to going, thinking like that. As a matter of fact, recently I pushed just a quick short, on the channel that I don't remember what event it was, but there was an event where it had freaking, oh my God, I don't remember the figure, but it was like a historical fact thing in the sport of boxing. And there were like, I don't remember the figure. I can't put I don't remember, but I pushed on a recent video on it, and hundreds of thousands. We're talking freaking, it was huge, man. And obviously it was different back in the day. They didn't have, internet and television or whatever like that much. I mean, I think there was television, but it was black and white. But what I'm trying to say, man, is that back then it was just, it was huge. We don't even have to go far back, right? What were the pay-per-view numbers hitting when it was Oscar De La Hoya days, Cesar Chavez days?
Right. Yeah, there were good numbers, man. They were either around 1 million or hit 1 million, for most of the time, because it was a different time. The sport was pushed out to the public differently. People looked at it differently. And yeah, man, it's it's crazy. But I can say this, like I said, I gotta give them credit for this, because there's probably some fans out there that are like, yeah, I like these two guys, but I don't know if I want to pay $85, right? But then they see a video like this and they're like, oh my God, like now the loser is gonna lose all his money if he, oh my God, I gotta get this now. I gotta see this. Like so we gotta give it to them, man. They're doing what they can to get more attention to the fight. And that's really all it is, man. But if you don't mind, man, or if you want to wait, I was thinking about doing, after the weigh-in on Friday, a call-in show and have people call in and give their predictions. But if you want, you can you can say now, or if you want to wait till Friday, you can call in, or if you want to jump on with me, it's all good, bro.
What time are you gonna do it? Friday, same time?
It's probably gonna be after the weigh-in. I'm not quite sure what time that is. Just do a quick show right then and there as soon as it's over.
I can do that. I think I can call you up. Yeah. I'll call you up Friday.
All right, cool, man. Well, hey, thanks for the call, bro. I know it's late. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
No, don't worry about it. Just real quick. One thing I got to do, just to kind of conclude it, that concerning this whole thing with Ryan and Tank. I mean, I do see it a lopsided fight, but on the other hand, I do got to give my utmost respect, and I have been giving it. To Ryan Garcia. I've criticized him a lot, just like I do with all these other fighters. When it comes to when I need to, but with Ryan, I definitely got to respect him, man, because stepping up to the plate and really backing up his mouth now. I mean, okay, it's cool. I'm respecting it now. You know what I'm saying? I got to give him his respect. Win or lose, if he gets knocked out or goes 12 rounds or whatever, if he wins, I mean, wonderful. If he doesn't, I'm going to definitely give him respect. You know what I'm saying? I give him respect now, because I'm like, okay, you finally signed a contract. Now you're doing the press conferences. Now I believe you're going to do this. Okay, so I'll close with that, definitely. But no, yeah, hey, Lord willing, Friday I'll call you up, man. I'll call up. I'll stay tuned there so you can so we can give our predictions. Awesome.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, man, I know it's late where you're at, bro. I appreciate the call, man, and I look forward to hearing from you again on Friday, man.
Yeah, we'll be in contact. Right on. See you, man.
All right, Renee, thanks for the call, man.
All right, peace.
All right, guys, that was Renee Box Young from the chat. You guys can see his channel there in the chat. If you want to check him out, go ahead and subscribe to him, man. I want to go ahead and see what's going on here in the chat while I was on the phone. Let's see, Hawker Mustang is here. He says, I got people telling me that Davis is going to treat Ryan just like Raleigh Romero. No, I think Ryan is much better than Raleigh, in my opinion. And Joe from War Week says, no way in Hades is Joe Goosen working for peanuts. Absolutely. The numbers scrolling on the bottom of the screen, Joe. If you would like to call in, or anybody else. Marion Brown, what's up, bro? Thanks for stopping by. Here we go. We got the heavy hitters here tonight, man. Boxing Gyms Film Study. Guys, let me tell you something. If you guys like the way that I break down fights, then you'll love the way that this guy breaks them down right here, man. This guy's on a whole nother planet. All right. Check out Boxing Gyms, man. He's a great channel. Subscribe, man. Definitely subscribe to that channel there. You'll learn a lot about X's and O's of boxing, man. Great stuff. Let's see here. Marion Brown says, think they'll announce Spence Crawford Saturday? I mean, I think if they don't, then we probably don't get the fight at all, But I've been hearing some things behind the scenes, man. We'll see, man. We will definitely see. Let's see. Renee here says, yeah, I think Ryan will give more, than Raleigh. Oh, there you go. Now, this guy's great, man. Trust me. You're going to want to check him out. Another call coming in, guys. Give me a second.
Call from.
All right, we got my man Big Joe from War Week Radio on the line. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's happening, brother?
Oh, chilling, man. Just having some fun with the let's bet the whole purse. Let's bet our whole purse on this thing.
Chingao, dude. Chingao, dude. You know what? I think Ryan actually had the beat, saying that it's the purse that Gervonta Davis is used to like when he's going shopping, right? Oh, Chingao,
The little green
that
purse.
pink purse, right? Yeah. You know what, dude? And I'm with you, man. And once again, I went on this rant when I was on my my program with Ronnie, right? Dude, these hangers on, right? These clingers, these fanboys, like they do more harm than good. Like they're worthless.
Yeah.
Absolutely worthless, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, look, if these guys haven't learned things from the past, right? And we don't even got to go back that far. I'm talking late 80s, early 90s Mike Tyson. I mean, look at the amount of money that man made. And because he had these, like you say, these hanger-ons, these leeches all around him, the man just went broke, but hey, look, he got himself back together and he's back in the millions again. So credit to Iron Mike.
Now that I'm not like with Ronnie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you you remember the Emanuel Stewart story that I shared with you?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The fighter that was in question, right? That was Evander Holyfield.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. So Emanuel Stewart got the assignment, right? After he had lost, Evander Holyfield lost all his titles to Riddick Bowe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And so, what's amazing is Emanuel Stewart worked his ass off, right? Getting Evander Holyfield to the point of, getting his titles back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he did in the rematch, right? And so Emanuel Stewart is looking like he's looking at, okay, well, this is what I have coming to me. This is what's agreed, right? And so all of a sudden he looks at his check and it's like nowhere near what he thinks what was agreed, right? And so Evander doesn't even address it, right? So one of his hangers-on, right, one of his flunkies, it like comes in his face and says, "Oh, well, anyone can hold a towel to the champ, right?"
Oh, Jesus.
And so Emanuel is like, "You know what? Screw you, brother. You know what? I'm done. Just give me what you want, and then I'll be gone. But you know what? Lose my number." That's what Emanuel told me, right? And that's what these hangers on that's what they do.
Yeah. Yep.
They're losers. They're cocksuckers. Pardon my French.
Oh, hey, let it off, man, because we're unfiltered over here, man. Let it off, man. But,
don't you know what, dude? And you know what? That's a huge problem. And once again, we went into this in Ronnie Shields' show. And Ronnie, of course, is the diplomat, right? And once again, it's me. I'm the one who ends up going off, right? Well, you already know that.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me address a comment here in the chat from Boxing Gyms where he says, "Are you guys talking about the guy Tank was on the live with? Yeah, the KCI or whatever his name is. Yeah, that's the guy with the pink hoodie. Yeah,
dude, what the hell?
Oh.
The guy is grabbing his chones, right?
Right.
The guy's grabbing his chones and saying, "Hey, we're gonna get paid." Who the hell are you, brother? Who the hell are you? Like, what the dude? Who the hell are you?
Right.
Like, why are you even in this discussion? Like, sit your ass fucking down, dude. Sit your ass down. You worthless piece of shit.
Yeah. Another leech.
Pardon my French, brother. Pardon my French.
And a hanger-on is exactly what that is right there, man. And
no, that's all it is. That's all it is.
But I'll ask you this, Joe. You and I are both big professional wrestling fans. Not quite sure if everyone in the chat is, but this is definitely a work, and we can see a work a mile away. But credit to these guys, man, because like I was talking with my man Renee before you called in, and I said, hey, look, there might have been, I don't know, 50 to I don't know how many thousand fans of these two guys that were like, I like them, but I don't know if I like them enough to spend $85 to see them fight. But then they see a live stream like this, and then they got the guy with the pink sweater jumping up and down, like, now I gotta see it. The loser is not gonna get paid.
Yeah. You know what, man? Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Good for them, man. They're trying to maximize it,
So, you know what? So, I will say this. When you look at the athletic gifts that Ryan has, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at how responsible, right, Tank Davis is, and you look at the Hector Garcia fight, for instance, right? In my opinion, and once again, I love, and I'm not going to state this lightly, I love, according to the BetMGM, I love the draw bet at plus 1,600. That means if you put down 100 rock, right?
Yeah.
You win $1,600.
Joel, let me tell you something, man. I know you're playing with house money right now on the Big Bang Julie Jang.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right, dude. I am playing with house money.
With house money, baby. I'm waiting to hear what you're gonna throw down, man. I'm waiting.
You know what, dude? I will say this, and you know what? Gosh dang, man. So you were with me, right, in the boxing gyms, right, when I was feeling good, right, and that's when I actually put down the $1,000 bet for Zhilei Zhang.
Ooh, man.
Right, and it paid off. So I am now in the red, right. $5,500, right? It's a straight up Zhilei Zhang bet, right? So yeah, I can be brave. I can be brave in that sense. But I will say this, though. This fight, okay, regardless of what you may think, is going to be a lot more competitive than what you guys realize.
I hope you're right. I do. I hope you're right, man.
No. I'm telling you this. Okay? I'm telling you this, guys. This is going to be a fight that's much more competitive than what you realize because of Ryan's athletic gifts, speed, power. Like, this is going to take a minute for Tank Davis to actually download, right? And I hate that term, right? Download the data. That's bullshit. So what I'm saying is, guys, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if this results in a draw.
And you got someone in the chat right there with you, my man. Marion Brown says, I agree. It's going to be a really good fight. Comment here from Boxing Gym as well. It says the guy Tank was the most subscribed Twitch streamer of all time. Dude is internet famous. Good for these guys, man. I'm glad that they're doing their best, man, to promote this fight. And I think a lot of you younger fighters really should take notes. I mean, you don't got to be exactly like these guys, but get out there, man. Get your face out there. Get your name out there. Do what you can, man, because this sport needs stars, man. You know
what, brother? And I tell you what, G, you do a great job, man. You do a great job of, you know what? You I will say this. It's going to be interesting the closer we get to the weigh-in.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Because ultimately, we don't want to pull the trigger on anything until we get to the weigh-in, right?
That's a big part of it. At least if you're thinking like yourself, thinking about, you got a little coin in your jean and you're ready to drop something down.
I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
We'll talk later, man. All right, but you're convincing me, man. All right.
well, look, man. Look, so you already understand the reasoning behind the Zhilei Zhang bet, but this one, look, I'll tell you firsthand. This may not sound good, right? But I'm going to tell you how I feel, right? And this is the real. This is the real, brother. You're going to get it. and you're the only platform in which I'm going to actually state my true feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that Ryan, like the Blues Brothers, is saying, "Oh, I'm on a mission from God," right?
Shout out to Julia and Jake.
Look, I will say this, though. He's doing all the right things. Mm-hmm. He is an incredible ambassador for the sport of boxing. And I will say this, it's very hard for me to actually put some money down against him because of how his testimony is. Like he truly believes all of this. Like you may think it's nonsense, but he truly believes this.
Oh yeah,
that he is on a mission from God. That he is there to teach someone like Tank Davis the right and the wrong. And so I'm going to say this. Oh my gosh, it's really hard for me to put money against him. It really is.
I hear you.
It really is.
But look, here's the thing that we both know as well, right? Before I let you go, you know, us Mexican men, when we get older, you know, our panzas get a little more round, you know, and when we got that gut feeling, and that panza doesn't lie, man. You got to go with it sometimes, all right?
No, that panza.
Sometimes you feel it, man, and you got to just roll with it.
No, chingao.
But we'll talk again, man. We got a few more days until the weigh-in, and I'm telling you, man, that dropping something on the draw, it's starting to grow on me. I can't lie.
I'm telling you, brother. Oh, God bless you, G Funky. Hey, man, keep doing what you do, brother, and keep the faith.
Absolutely,
God
man.
bless you, brother.
Thanks for the call. Guys, that was Big Joe Haran from War Week Radio. The lines are open, guys. We'll be here for about another 20 minutes or so. If anybody wants to call in, talk about this, let's bet the house. Let's bet the whole purse. All right. And these guys in the chat bet Tank's purse. I want to say what's up to Mark Nash, who popped in earlier when I was on the line with someone, but good channel there as well. Check him out. My man Run PMC is here as well. One of my good subscribers there. Good guy. I'm going to go. Where was that comment I wanted to read? Here we go right here. Boxing Gyms here says he's hedging the bet. He's got Tank by knockout from rounds 7 to 12. Wow, that's a big gap too. Hedged by Ryan KO. Man, I wonder what the odds are on the late KO for Tank. If you're still here, Gems, let me know. Let me know what that line is, bro, because that's that's interesting. I also want to say what's up to Brian Corbett, who's here. Thanks for being here, man. Aaron Brown says, I like Ryan's confidence. That's exactly what he needs, is to feel like he is destined to win. However, we're delusional that sounds. Yeah, you know, these guys are extremely confident, man. And look, this is where my experience with knowing fighters and being in gyms for years comes into play. Like, you talk to fighters, you see them train. These guys are overly confident, some of them. Like, they think that these guys, you know, they really think they're like Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut. They really think they're the real Juggernaut from the fucking comic books, man. I hit somebody with this hand here, I'll crush them to dust. You know, like these guys are crazy confident, and I can't even imagine the guys at this level of Tank and Ryan who are making millions and millions of dollars for this fight. Let's see, Jim's here says, I might have to drop something on the draw. Hey, why not, man? Why not? So is this the Tank TKO from 7 to 12 at plus 220? Man, those are good odds. Plus 220? Shit. I wasn't even thinking about possibly dropping something on this thing, man. But man, you guys got my spidey senses tingling, man, with these prop bets. You guys might convince me to drop something nice, man, because yeah, this fight can end a lot of different ways. I think the most likely is a Tank win. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look at these odds, man. You guys are getting me going here. All right, let's see. Both guys are game. Ryan's no bum. There's levels though. Yeah, Ryan, he's still very inexperienced in my opinion. I mean, the Luke Campbell win I felt was a good win, good experience for him as well, getting dropped, and then being able to get back up and get the win that night. Good experience for him there. But the inactivity after that, the injuries. I personally felt like he should have took a tune-up fight when he had one lined up for January this year, but he decided not to. Maybe that was by design because of the contract that they had with the catch weight and the rehydration clause, and he's trying to lose weight the healthy way and not kill his body like a lot of guys do, man. Trust me, man. I've seen it. My cousin, I'm really close to him, used to fight. And I remember he asked me to pick him up and take him to one of his weigh-ins where he had to cut a crazy amount of weight in a really short time. He was a last minute replacement. And yeah, was not the was not the best time we've ever had in the gym. Let me just put it that way. Okay. Not to mention, by the time we got there, he hadn't ate nothing for a few days, drank nothing, got on the scale, was still, I think, 1.25 pounds over. So we had to lose the weight right there. Then we work out for about 45 minutes, get him nice and sweaty so he could sweat out that extra 1.25 pounds, and then had to strip to his bare ass right there in front of everyone and made weight. So, yeah, man, I just hope that Ryan's doing it the right way, man. I mean, for me personally, I feel like these kind of stipulations really take away from the competitive nature of the bout. That's just the way I feel about it. Some of you might disagree. Some of you might agree. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind on how you feel about it. I just think that from my experience, seeing guys make weight, talking to other fighters that I knew who used to fight, their experience in making weight, and even the fighters that I've interviewed on this channel, every single one of them have said how that's probably the hardest part of training camp is making weight, So, yeah, we'll see, man. I definitely hope that Ryan is losing weight the right way, man. This way he can perform at his peak, Let's see here. I think Tank wins in betting. I'm betting Ryan because I like money. Got you. Let's see. They're in some organization rules. No, I don't think so, man, because there's no belt on the line. So I think this is just one of those fights, one of those one-off things, And yeah, no, look, I mean, he signed the contract, right? So he's got to uphold his end of the bargain. I agree with you 100%. Where my problem comes in, and I want to say this too. Ishe Smith, right? When this fight was announced and when, we found out that there was stipulations. And look, I like Ishe, man. He's a nice guy. Follow him on social media, man. I follow him on Twitter. He interacts. You know, he's not a dick to people. Like there's some fighters I'm telling you, they're fucking dicks, man. When it comes to interacting with fans, but Ishe is really cool. You know, even if you disagree with him on topics, he'll still engage in conversation. What I don't agree with was him and Leonard Ellaby were using the A side argument for this, right? They're like, oh, you guys, these sort of things have been around for a long time, and that's the way that things work. And like, I don't have a problem with that, and I understand that, but my thing is this: just because you're the A side doesn't mean you have to do these things. You know, that doesn't mean that you have to, try to weaken your opponent. And Tank's already admitted that. Like, well, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I do that? It gives me an advantage. Yeah, we know. So that's my only problem with it. I mean, look, Canelo's A side to everyone, but he's not putting rehydration clauses on everyone. Like he's done it. Has he done it before? Yeah, but it's not every single fight. So it's like, you want to use the A side argument? Like we can't do that. Like, not to mention, I mean, Tank's already fought at 140. He's fought Mario Barrios, who's pretty much the same size. You could argue that he's bigger than Ryan because he's fighting at welterweight now. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that Ryan could probably fight at welterweight too, but he didn't A side him with the stipulations, So there was a reason, whether you agree with me or not on this, there was a reason for him putting these stipulations in the fight. Let's see here. The rehydration clause is a sanctioning body's rules. It's the IBF has a next day weigh-in. Excuse me. For championship fights, the IBF has the next day you can't gain more than 10 pounds. Yeah. They're the only ones that do that, though. Which, I mean, it's a tricky thing, man. And I'm thinking about doing a show in the future about same day weigh-ins versus day before weigh-ins, right? Because it was done a lot longer. Same day weigh-ins were done a lot longer than day before weigh-ins in the sport of boxing. Some of you guys might not know that. Maybe all of you know that, maybe this is old news to you, but I think that there's pros and cons to both. I feel like these type of situations probably won't happen if we go back to same day weigh-ins, because I think guys will fight close to their natural weight. They won't be trying to lose 20, 30 pounds in a training camp just so they can squeeze down into a division. You only have to lose anywhere from like 10 to 12 pounds, possibly, if you fight around near your natural weight. And then you could focus more on your craft than cutting weight, and and I know that Tank, from my conversations with people that I know that used to fight and one of my friends who struggled to make weight because he used to fight in the lower weights. I believe he started his career at like 122 and he ended up going up to 135, but he was really short. I believe he's only like 5'4" or something like that, really short, which is why he started in those lower weight classes. But when his body started growing more and he couldn't keep the weight off enough to stay down there with guys who were his height, the more he moved up, he was really undersized. But he would often tell me, like, when he watches certain guys train, like, they're just in a couple weeks in the training camp, they already got sauna suits on, and he's like, that's not a good sign right there. Like, those are the sort of things that you do like the week of the weigh-in, the week of the fight, to shred it, to help you shred that little extra that you just can't get off. Like if you're doing that all through camp, that's not a good sign, and I've seen Tank do that. Specifically in the Santa Cruz fight, he was wearing those sauna suits pretty much the whole time I'd seen him training. Let's see, you can't emphasize empathize with 135. Well, Ryan's fought his last 2 fights at 140. That's where the issue for me comes in, you know. Make weight and get the money. Yeah. No, I mean, I hope he makes weight, man. I really do, and I hope he does it the healthy way. You know, let's see. Boxing says bringing back same-day weigh-ins would change the entire landscape of boxing. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. A lot of these guys who are fighting at a current division, let's just take 140, right? These guys will probably be fighting at super welterweight, you know? That's where they will probably be fighting at. It would definitely change everything, man. And I look, I'm more for same-day weigh-ins because, again, I feel like not only would it change the whole landscape, but I think it will make for better fighters, better fights, because, again, these guys would concentrate more on their craft instead of cutting weight. And we know that a lot of these guys spend a lot of time trying to cut weight. You know? What's going on, Shoe Shine? Thanks for being here, man. Let's see. Marion Brown says that jump from 130 to 135 is a bigger jump than people think. Yeah. And then the 35 to 40 makes a big, big difference. Yes, discipline is a big part. Yep. Got to be very disciplined to be in this sport, man. Super Funk Master G, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. I love that name. All right. I love that name for obvious reasons. All right. But thanks for being here, man. Let's see. So I've maintained my weight for more than 20 years. Shit, that's great. I haven't. Credit to you, though. Credit to you, man. Let's see. It's me. Pablo says, if Ryan wasn't disciplined, I could see the weight being an issue. But he's young, and I don't think it'd be a big deal come fight night. You know, I hope you guys are right, man. I really do. And again, I'm only speaking from my experience in boxing and being around boxers and seeing what they have to do to lose weight, man. It's not easy, man. Like, one of the last fighters I interviewed, who he was supposed to fight on the Showbox card that I was at a couple weeks ago, Kevin Nomas Montano. He's a super featherweight, right? That's the division he fights in. Now, his fight got scrapped because his opponent got injured, and the commission wouldn't allow his opponent to participate in the fight, so they pulled the fight off the card. But I'm going to tell you like this. He's a 130-pound fighter, right? I'm 5'10", right? And I know this for a fact now, right? I've always kind of speculated if I'm 5'9", 5'10", but when I was there and I interviewed Raul Marquez, he's listed as 5'10.5", I believe, on BoxRec, and we were the same height. And I mentioned that to him after I cut the interview, and you know, we had a good laugh about that. But that kid Montano, he's pretty much the same height as me. And 130 pounds. That kid could go up 30 pounds easy by the end of his career if he has a long career. He's got a big frame. And I'll tell you this, when I met him in person there, very tall, skinny, like, I mean, geez, look, I'm not trying to make fun of him or nothing like that. He's a great, well-conditioned athlete, you know? But because he's so tall and he's only 130 pounds or around 130 pounds, like, man, it looked like a stiff wind might knock him over. You know, he was so skinny. But again, these guys they're great conditioned athletes, man. And God bless him, man. He's a big 130 pounder, man. Tall, you know. Let's read some more comments here before I wrap it up here in a few minutes. Let's see. Shoeshine Box says, I wrestled at 136 when I was 14. Don't ask what I weigh now. Exactly. Me too, man. Don't you even dare ask what I weigh now. I drink too much coffee these days, guys.
Come on, make that coffee to go. Let's go.
You know? Oh, man. My wife and I, sometimes we get to Starbucks. You know how that could be, guys. All right. Let's see. Super Funk Master G says cutting weight is a science. It can be done. No, it absolutely can. I think the problem is with these fighters is they do use it as an advantage. You know, they definitely use it to an advantage, right? Kill myself the last week of the camp so I can blow up overnight. Like, I mean, So, I mean, in some cases, it does come back to hurt you. Like, I'll give an extreme example of this, right? When Chavez Jr. fought Sergio Maravilla Martinez, right? And I picked Martinez to win that fight, by the way. I got a lot of heat back then. And that video is still up on my channel. But looking at Chavez Jr. at the weigh-in, dude looked like he was dying. Like, he was frail, he was pale, and I mean, I hate to say this, but man, he looked like he was sick, like he was about to die. Like he didn't look healthy at all at that weigh-in, but he made 160, right? Gets on the scale, makes 160. Now you see him the next day in the fight. Just go back. We finish this live. Go back and watch that fight. Just, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just look at the size difference between Chavez Jr. and Martinez. It looked like a middleweight versus a cruiserweight, man. I heard rumors that Chavez was close to 200 pounds on fight night. And that, to me, that explains why he was able to take so many straight counter left hands and check right hooks from Sergio Martinez all night long, and still had enough to put Martinez down in the last round because he was just so much bigger than Martinez. You know, not only was he able to take his punches better, but again, he had a lot more weight on his shots. So you're right. It can be done correctly. But these guys don't do it that way, man. That's why we hear about fighters. You know, look, Shakur Stevenson is a guy that admitted, look, I couldn't make 130 anymore. I just gave up the belts. You know, it's not worth it. They know how unhealthy it is, man. They know. Let's see. As me Paulo says, if Ryan shows up at Friday's weigh-in looking the way Devin Haney looked, then we have big problems. Yeah, Haney looked bad in his last weigh-in. Brother looked like Michael Jackson in Thriller, you know? This is Thriller. He was looking like that. I was like, oh, man. Was I the only one that thought that? And I got on social media, and everybody was like, man, Haney looked bad. His skin didn't look good. His eyes were all bugged out, and these huge bags under his eyes. Like, yeah, he did not look good at all, man. Yeah, now there's definitely guys that there are some fighters that keep it disciplined 24/7, you know. But a majority of these fighters, they don't do that, man. They don't do that. Let's see. Marion Brown said, how the F did Zurdo make one? I know. Fucking crazy, huh? The peaches and caldo coming up. Yes. Caldo Gate, man, with Alacran Burchelt, man. Oh, but hey, Valdez took care of business, right? He looked at Alacran and was like,
I'll go home and get your fucking shine box.
Oh, man, one of my greatest predictions here on my channel. Oscar Valdez knocking out Miguel Burchelt. Skeletor, yeah, he looked unhealthy, man. You're 5'6"? Wow. Yeah, well, maybe you should get in the sport, Brian. I mean, hey, show these guys how to, you know, cut the weight correctly and keep it off in between training camps, you know? Or I don't know if you have a channel. I mean, obviously you have a channel here, but I don't know if you put up content, but get that information out there, bro. You know, like, and I encourage all of you guys, man, especially if you make content on boxing, you know, there's no reason why you can't go to the local gyms and talk to these young fighters, talk to the owners, the trainers, you know, give these guys a platform, man. It's our responsibility to bring this sport back to the glory days in this day, in these times, you know, and that's what I'm doing, man. You know, that's why I go to these shows. Like right here, Shushine's asking me, am I going to watch El Yuyu Acosta on Friday? You damn right I am. I watch all the Thompson boxing cards as well as you guys should, man. Subscribe to Thompson Boxing here on YouTube. They give you free fights on Friday night. They're a California-based promotion, so that, you know, they do a lot of shows in Southern California. They come up here to Northern California at least a couple times a year, and you can bet your ass I will be at those events. I'm hoping that they come this summer, because they do the outdoor arena here, where they host the fights. And I love going to these regional cards. And, you know, again, if you have a platform, reach out to the PR, man. They will gladly give you credentials so that you can go there and cover the fight, talk to the fighters, you know, get the word out there about, you know, who's the main event on their card. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, man, do it, man. I mean, of course you don't have to, but if you make content, man, just, you know, give these guys your platform, man. We got to bring this sport back to where it used to be, man. Let's see here. Brian says, I did that already. Just raised my kids. See, I boxed till I was 16, then played basketball. Yeah, I used to hoop back in the day too, man. When I was in high school. That was my first sport I really got into before boxing. But boxing is got a soft spot in my heart, man. You know, hey, I appreciate that, man. You do a hell of a job. Nah, man, I appreciate that, man. And again, guys, subscribe to Boxing Gyms, man. This guy, you know, you're gonna learn something from him, you know. And again, take it from me, man. I'm someone that, like I said, I've known fighters, I've seen them train, I've talked with trainers here. Like, this guy, this guy is on another level, man. I'm telling you, check him out, man. You'll definitely learn something, man. Definitely. See, I didn't like getting hit with the body shots. When Jim talks about L steps, I chuckle when I, dude, like that's why I love Boxing Jim's channel too. And other channels that do the same thing. They break down the fights. Like it literally brings me back to those days where I would, you know, I would roll to the gym with my cousins and the homies and shit and like watch them train. And, you know, after they're done with the session, we'd sit there ringside and shoot the breeze about, you know, the upcoming fights that these guys got, or the upcoming fights that are the big ones that are coming up, you know, and it would be just like that, man. It would be just like that. Listening, you know, this is what you got to do right here, you know, punch that motherfucker in the chest. And then, you know, you want to get good leverage and power on your shot, bend your knees, toot your ass out and shit like that, you know, like, ah, man, I love those days, man. And that's why I'm going to start heading to these gyms, man. And I'm going to start getting a lot of these moments on camera so I can share it with you guys, man. Nothing's like it, man. And that's why I'm doing the Gym Chronicles series that I'm doing. I got to get back on that. But shout out to Coach Christine Lopez, who did the first one with me. Talking with her, we were just talking boxing. I mean, we could have done that show for hours, you know, the way, again, just shooting the breeze about boxing, man. Nothing's like it, man. But yes, definitely. Jim's is the guy, man. Check him out for sure. Absolutely. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up, man. You know, I like to keep my shows around an hour, man. I'm too old for this shit, man. You know, I can't go that long anymore these days. And I'm strictly talking YouTube, all right? But this was fun, man. This was kind of a fun show. You know, there wasn't like a prediction breakdown or anything like that. But, you know, I just want to come on here and talk to you guys a little bit about, you know, the promotion that Tank and Ryan are doing for this fight, man. And again, look, I know I've made fun of the fight and things like that, but you know, I'm going to pay for it, man. I'm going to order it this weekend. I'm going to have some family come over. We're going to get something to eat. Thank God it's finally going to start warming up here in Northern California. It's going to be in the 80s. So who knows, man? I might be in the pool watching the fight this weekend, having a drink, taking a nice puff on a cigar, and chilling with you guys, man. And I hope you guys enjoy the fights this weekend if you're buying it. You know, appreciate that, Pablo. Thank you so much. No, I mean, oh, he's talking to gyms. Yeah. Hey, that would be, hey, for real, man. That would be a good career for you, man. The way that you see things, man, like, I really think that you would definitely be a good trainer, man. No doubt. Thank you for the continued wellness. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here, man. I want to thank my callers, Renee Box Young, Joseph Haranis, give him a hand. And all you guys in the chat that showed up tonight. thank you so much again. Don't forget, if you haven't hit the like button for me, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Jims, hey, email me, bro. Hold on, let me put it down here in the chat. Give me 1 second. I'm not the fastest typer. There we go. Actually, hold on. Change that letter there. All right. There we go. If you can, bro, email me, man. I want to set something up with you and a few other people. And just like I said, man, shoot the breeze about the fights and everything, man. I got some ideas that I want to do. So yeah, hit me up, bro. I love talking with guys like that, man, and all of you guys. And that's why, again, I went out and got the equipment for the phone line so I could hear from you guys. I know some of you guys don't want to, click the link and come on the internet. Might be uncomfortable with that. More comfortable talking on the phone. I want to give you guys options to come on here and talk with me, man. Also, I got some interviews coming up, man. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'm live, when I drop videos, man. But I do got some guests coming up with this week, next week. It's going to be hot, bro. I'm telling you guys. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. Appreciate you for being here. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Weigh-in and prediction show Friday, immediately after the weigh-in, guys. I'll see you then. I'm out.